YouTube, what's going on, guys? It's Jeremiah Cregan. We're going to be breaking down how to do a one fade today, trimming the top with scissors and tapering the back. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so like I said, we're going to be doing a one fade, trimming the top with scissors and tapering the back. So we're going to start by grabbing our 2-guard and keeping the lever closed. We're going to go right up to the crown area of the head, parietal ridge area of the head, and we're going straight up and down motion. We're not following the shape of his head and rounding it into the top. We're going straight up and down to create a nice square shape. You can see I'm combing the hair down, trying to get all of the hair to lay the same way so that when I cut it, it cuts nice and even. I'm cutting the hair different directions and going at different angles to make sure that all the hair is cut evenly. Now I'm grabbing my 1.5 guard and we're going to go up with the lever closed again and work just underneath, maybe like a 1/2 inch underneath where we just left off with the 2. So now we're going to open that lever and blend those 2 sections together where the 1.5 closed and the 2 closed were. You'll see there's a little bit of bulk, and that 1.5 guard with the lever open is going to take that out for us. So I'm going to grab my 1 guard, which I got on right now with the lever closed, and I'm going to create my initial guideline. So now that I got the initial guideline started, the baseline of the fade, that nice 1, I'm going to make sure that all the hair is cut evenly, and I'm going to fade it in by slowly opening that lever and blending the 1 into the 1.5. You guys can see me still cutting at different angles. Right now I have the 1 guard on my clipper with the lever open, using the corner of the blade, really just trying to get this blend to fade in nicely to the rest of the haircut. So now we're going to finish the fade up, and we're going to basically be blending in the bottom of the haircut to the top. So I'm just doing some clipper over comb, going pretty high up there just to knock some bulk off, but blending this main area right here around the parietal ridge to flow nicely into each other. As you can see, I'm doing horizontal clipper over comb. We're going to do the same thing to the other side of the head. I'm just doing small strides and strokes with my clipper there, going vertically against the head, just to try to get it to lay nice. And I'm cutting the colic short on this. We're going to saturate the hair, and we're going to begin cutting the top. Right now I'm just going to go right down the middle of the head and create a guideline in the center of the client's head. And now what I can do is I can match both sides of the head to that guideline. So we'll start with the left side of the head, which I'm doing now, and I'm just going back, matching that guideline. Now we'll do it to the right side of the head, matching the guideline. And now just pulling the hair all the way over to the side, making sure that it matches up with the sides. We'll do some cross-checking here. Get anything that's poking out. Make sure that it's nice and even on the top. And we'll give it a blow dry. Make sure that it's all looking good. So we're gonna go ahead and edge the front. You can see I'm pulling up the longer hairs. I wanna make sure that I don't cut any of those. I try to always edge the corners of the head first because I don't want the blade to be hot on the trimmers. I don't always do this, but sometimes I do. Right now I'm just drawing in that C cup, using the corner of that blade like it's a pencil and literally just drawing it in. And I'll continue and go around the rest of the head and create the edges. It's important to fold the ear down like I just did with my finger. A lot of newer barbers, one of the things that I see is they're afraid to really fold the ear down. You're not going to hurt anyone by folding the ear down. You want to get it out of the way so you can create the cleanest line possible. And as I go around the back of the head, I'm just going to create my initial guideline for my taper. So I'm using the Stylecraft Uno right here. If you guys saw my last video, it was an unboxing of these. This is my first day using them. They're really cool. They're nice for tapers. They're nice for around the ears, on the top lip, or any sensitive area under the chin. They're good for that purpose, but I don't think that I would use them for a full skin fade. But I really enjoyed using them today, and I'll continue to use them in certain scenarios. So now I'm just gonna blend this taper into this one. So I'm pretty much using my steps from a skin fade to blend into the hair, going closed on a half and then open for the lever. No guard on it. I might put my half guard on if I need to blend in the remaining areas, but don't always need to. Okay, so there it is. There's the half guard, and it looks like my lever's closed, and I'm gonna slowly open it as I get higher and higher. So now the taper's done, we're gonna go ahead and shave. Again, you guys know that I like to use the hot lather. I think it's a nice touch and a good value add for my clients. So we're gonna go ahead and shave the neck, make sure we get all the hair off, and we keep those edges nice and crisp and clean. So I'll edge the forehead a little bit and around to the sideburns. The hair was a little bit lighter on the right side of this client's head, so it was a little harder for me to get clean lines on the temple and the C cup on the right hand side, but do what we can. So I just put some laterite cement clay on the top of his head, and I'm blow drying it and combing it, seeing how it's laying. He usually edges the front, which I didn't know. This is actually the first time I cut this client's hair, so I'm going to go ahead and really create a nice front lineup for him. So whatever hairs naturally want to lay down and aren't standing up even with product in the hair, those hairs want to lay down. As long as they're not too high up on the client's head, I feel comfortable cutting them. So right now I'm just sectioning what I'm going to cut from what I'm going to leave, and I'll go ahead and make my cut. Very careful when I do this to not take too much hair. I want to leave as much long hair as I can, but I do want to create a nice sharp line as well. I'll do the same thing over here, just making sure that it's clean all the way. The FX Babyliss trimmer. These trimmers are awesome. I really am glad that I tried these out. I was skeptical of them, but I'm glad that I did. Alright, so now anytime we edge the front, we're going to go against the grain, lean the client's head back and go against it, blow dry it again, make sure everything looks good. And here's the after, the finished product. So nice clean fade, clean edges. This is a pretty basic haircut, just a one fade with scissors on the top. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and give me some feedback. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Later.